Good morning. Welcome to my Jong Law Horn Pai program for this Wednesday, last class of our September session. We'll be moving into our October lessons, and we'll be moving from our foundations into starting into our passes of the set, the Tam Tuey set. So we're gonna have a look a little bit at some parts of number one today if we get some time, as we build up some of those foundations that are gonna be a big part of it, and how my Jung moves and shifts and some of the ways that we're trying to create a sense of whippy power. So one of the things that my Jung really looks for is this ability to loosen up the limbs in a way that we're not restricting our speed and mobility through tension, that we're using the body as a whole and really thinking of it like a whip, that we're moving with these whip-like motions. We've been working on a bunch of foundations to help with that and things that will link in, but the set itself, like we've been talking about, is just full of really excellent sport-specific calisthenics that get us the strength, the mobility, the coordination, the range of motion is a big part of this. And we're talking about how what we want to do is maintain range of motion as long as we can in our lives. So what we need to do if we want to maintain range of motion is find exercises and things that strengthen and maintain and increase that range. And that's what the set has a whole lot of, as well as a lot of good foundations on how to build power and power production, moving and shifting in the body. Let's get ourselves started up. So we're going to let the head rise and fall. We're looking from side to side. Ear from shoulder to shoulder. Let the head roll. Doing some gentle half circles. Keeping the jaw closed, we'll take the chin up and around. And then the other way. Shoulders are going to go forward and up, and then back and down. And again. And one more time. Then we'll reverse, we'll come up the back and around and down. Good. We're going to cross the arms, rise up, out to the sides, and down. And then we'll reverse, we'll head the other way. Good. Reach it up, hang to one side, and to the other. Again to the first side, and the second. We've been using the warm-up as a way to get that sense of the spine kind of being an axle that's rotating, and that our limbs can kind of move around and shift and change angles, but that rotation of the spine is one of the main things that does that. So we're going to turn the spine so that we can go downwards diagonals. 2, 3, that's it. Good. Then we want to go rising diagonals up from underneath. Try not to let your knees wobble. Think of using the ground to support the stability of the pelvis and the hips so you can turn through the waist. Good. Let's go to some horizontals. And eventually, all these turn into different things. These same motions can be our hooks, they can be slashes, they can be slaps, backhands, parries. There's lots that comes out of them. Yeah, let's go for some downwards verticals. So this is where we're really turning that trunk and getting that mobility in the upper back, shoulders, and that connection from your feet, and some rising verticals. Good. And then we were doing some split verticals, one down. So one's going forwards, one's going backwards. And we're connecting that. We're going to see this in the set. We're kind of pounding with the arms frequently. Let's go the other way. rotating. Good. Okay, shake it out. Let's get to the hips warming up. So we'll circle them one way, and we'll circle them the other. One more time, the first way, and the second. Good. Knees from the inside to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From the outside to the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands behind the head. Cross. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And shake it out. Let's go to the hip loosening. So quad and hamstring active stretching. We're going to bring the hands up over the head. We're going to go swing up, swing back. 1, try not to fall over for you here. 2, 3, 4, loose. 5, let that heel kick back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. A little bit of lunge. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We'll lunge down towards the ground. And same on the other side. And then 2 feet forward, and we'll lunge to one side. And over to the other. And then we'll go toe up to the ceiling, one side. And toe up to the ceiling on the other. And then feet forward, hands on the floor. Walk your hands over to one leg. Walk your hands over to the other. Back to the center. And walk your feet in. And come on up from the ground. Okay, that has us warmed up and loosened up a bit. So let's jump into one of the main foundations for the punching aspects of my Jong Law Horn. Yes, I know that it's not in an upright fighting position and covered. This is a calisthenic. We're going to go feet a little wider than shoulder width. We're going to think about being able to use our hips like a switch. We close the switch, we open it, we close, we open. That creates rotation in the pelvis. And then we exemplify that rotation in the pelvis by integrating rotation in the trunk so we can push and pull simultaneously to our punch. So we grab as a calisthenic, we want to dip and push. 1, 2, load the leg, use your glutes. 3, 4, think of punching with your glutes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Come on up for just a second. Just kind of get everything warmed up. Let's drop back down. Wider you go, more work you're looking for. And this is now that Wei Lung Bai Mei, that slipping in and covering. So we're deflecting and covering, or tucking and covering, and then we're pulling and pushing and punching. So we scoop up with the wrist, we slip in, we twist, and we punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, short break on the legs. So the next foundation we've been working on is going from, we were talking about going from a sort of narrow square lateral position to the, square position back to that lateral. We were talking about the advantages that sometimes exist in being on the lateral for the lead arm and the lead leg a little bit, but how that takes our back arm and our back leg out of the picture, a little too far for our critical distance sometimes. And the way to deal with that is to learn how to twist deeply. So we get that long fist idea of being able to reach into that space, but then we want to anchor so we can use that other leg to create a punch. So we're working on a couple of punches by going tick, tick with the hips. So we're starting out wide here, and we're going to twist through punch. Then we're going to scoop up. We're going to get nice classical long fist looking movement here. Hand up over the head, punch out. We're then going to shift through punch, lift, pull, and punch. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One of the things that a lot of people struggle with in all systems of martial arts is learning how to really activate the hip, that folding in the quad. Let's do one more set. So we're twisting through, we're engaging that glute, we're driving, and we're rolling back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, come on up. Let's keep working on some foundations. The next one we're going to work on is, again, a coordination drill. Here we go. All these things are sort of subtly placed inside of our forms, inside of our basics. The idea of mental health and balance and plasticity in the brain and all those kind of things, right and left hemispheres working together. When we coordinate limbs, we're working all of that at the same time. So this is a drill where we're going to coordinate all the limbs a bit. We're going to add a straight kick as well as our grab and pull and punch that we started with. So we're going to reach out and grab at the back arm. We're going to pull that in. We're going to kick and punch. We're going to punch again. We're going to grab. So we go 1, 2, kick, punch, punch, grab, kick, punch, punch, 4, 5, 6, 7, rotate the trunk, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to change sides. So we grab, we're winding that up, we're twisting through the trunk, we're kicking out, we're punching on the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Okay, so some good foundations to start with. Let's have a look at those bridging techniques that we have been focusing on as some of our introduction, because those are what are going to kind of link up the different passes. So Tam Tuey is going to have 12 passes of the floor. Each pass has its own sequence for, like I said, strength, conditioning, range of motion, power production, all those kind of things. So one of the ones we started out with was this idea, again, of being able to use the torso to turn across the hips without breaking down the legs. So one of the things that a lot of people struggle with is they turn in their ankles and in their knees, and that doesn't give us a good push out of the ground for what we're looking for. We want to strengthen around the body. It's good to have abdominals that are strong this way from crunches, but these kind of twisting and lateral movements help to develop a lot of ability for our grappling and pulling and pushing, as well as unifying that core and connecting to the ground. The only thing we can do is thrust against the ground. So I always want that ground to be underneath us in a way we're not breaking down. No knees ahead of toes, or locked in with your ankles and rolling to your pinkies, toes, those kind of things. We want to be able to shift the trunk one way, shift the trunk the other. So we want to be able to rotate in here. We've got a little bit of play in the hip, but it's not rocking the base of the knees. And then we're adding this concept of winding up, that every time I turn my trunk, I'm creating two opposing forces, or I can create a sweep and a push. I could create a pull and a push, a pull and a push, and that each time I rotate the trunk one way, I set up the other side. If I've pushed out here, I've set up this side. If I'm reaching here, I've set up this side. And so I'm not thinking of individual pieces. I'm thinking about rotating that whole and creating simultaneous opposing forces a lot of the time. Now, that same trunk rotation, as soon as I start to think of the shoulder being like part of the whip, I can use the rotation to create different arcs. So our first arc in this one is a backhand arc. We're hitting with the backhand. Now that could be a back fist, that could be a hammer, that could be grabbing, sweeping, parrying something out of the way with the back of the hand. But as I do that, I'm reaching out with the palm on the other side, and I'm chambering over here. Yes, I know we're not going to fight in the chamber, but the chamber is teaching me how to move, and it's strengthening my shoulder blade, in activation, that tucking in to get straight lines, so I'm not rolling my elbow. A lot of times when we punch, we tend to throw out the chicken wings as we punch. So we want that to scrape out and punch as we come back. Now in this case, we're working on a vertical punch. It's actually pretty good on the wrist when we're not talking about wrist wraps and gloves. The vertical punch can give us a bit more support than rolling over, where it gets a little weaker when we turn it over. We lose some extension though, but let's not go there for now. So we're going to go back of hand. As we hit with that back of the hand, we're rotating the torso. Palm, that sets us up to springboard back in for our punch. Then we can take it the other way. 1, 2, and 3. So for now, let's keep those legs where they are, and let's do some reps on either side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Load up with 2 hits. Release on the third. Hit as you wind up, the punch. Hit as you wind up, the punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we briefly sort of looked at it last time we were working, that we can think about a couple things happening. We can be stepping in, we can be shuffling up, we can be stepping out, so we can be changing our range at this point in the lateral. So we could be shuffling in on the lateral, boom. We could be slipping up, moving in. We could be shuffling. We could be slipping. We could be moving. And eventually we want to kind of connect that up. So in the set, again, it's a point of turnaround. So it is kind of setting you up to switch directions. So in the set, we go 1, 2, and we learn how to choke that back foot up, boom, into place. So we go 1, 2, 3, and we move in. 1, 2. Now, if you want to, as a way of moving in a fight, we might settle here, shift up behind, and come in, staying on that lateral. That's okay. And we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and we shuffle up for 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We'll pick that up as we start to use it in the set. With the time we have, we got to keep moving along. And the second transfer that we're going to have is going to be again, a lateral technique. And again, a place where we're learning how to access rotation in the spine to be able to engage the rear arm, even though we're staying on the lateral. So in this case, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be whipping the back arm around. Now there's various ways to throw hooks, palm down, palm in, little shovelly kind of hooks, palm up. This is, again, we're working long fist, so we're looking at the long range. The thing is, we're kind of moving through all of those on the way. We could shorten this movement at any time, but we're looking for a long range. And we were talking about last week how sometimes this long range is actually not as much about hitting on the way out. It can be, particularly going for the base of the jaw, side of the neck, but it can also be about hooking to the back of the head. And we see that in the set. We come through, and now we're going to chop down, drive down. And again, here's this idea. We're nicely wound up. We're trying to tuck in that shoulder blade and elbow so we can snap back out. So we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, what's hard is I'm not trying to rotate on the balls of feet. We will, and eventually we want that, but this is an isolation exercise. It's teaching me how to use my lower back, my lower abdominal, frame my legs so I can hit 1, pull down 2, punch out, and we come the other way. 1, 2, 3. Let's work some of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Lots of core strength work, and really have to focus on maintaining that shape in your legs, which is good for glute activation, quads, those kind of things, to keep them solid and know where the ground is. Someone's trying to take your legs and your legs are wobbly, it's going to be a lot easier than if you've got a sense of being open and have potential in those legs. Okay, so let's switch over to one more foundation we're going to see fairly frequently. And now we're going to link up to the backhand palm punch. So we're going to take a lateral technique here, and we're going to really work the muscle groups for a lead arm punch. So we're going to go pull across and engage the shoulder blade down, but at the same time, I'm trying to hold this one in place. So here's some of those long fist calisthenics. I'm pulling this in, I'm sinking down, and I'm going to step out to punch. Again, we're on that vertical fist, and we're kind of exaggerating in the long fist. We're reaching out. So if I was to release my waist, my shoulders would kind of line up here. But what I'm trying to do is twist. So I get a pulling kind of extending motion and a punching out to the other side. So we're stretched out. This can lead to the idea of our upright work, where we've learned how to rotate and drive from that and how to power that from the rear leg. So this is about taking space and slipping in. And what we're not going to open up like this. We're going to learn how to do that because it's going to help with our shoulder health and our strength and that sort of idea of using all the potential muscle groups from core to extremity. So let's give that a bit of a try. So what we're going to do is from here, we're going to keep our one arm up. We're going to pull back, try to face that fist out. So you're really thinking about anchoring that shoulder blade. We're going to squat down and we're going to push out to punch. So we're going to go pull back, push out, punch. 1. Pull back, push out, punch. 2. Now, if we want to kind of connect our other exercise, you could go back of hand, palm, punch. Pull, punch. Let's do that. Back of hand, palm, punch. Pull, punch. 1, 2, 3, pull, punch. Couple more. 1, 2, 3, pull, punch. Step up, punch. Draw back, punch out. Good. Let's try that to the other side. So 1, 2, 3, lead arm punch from the lateral. Now we're going to go draw back, lead arm punch from the forward position or the squared position. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, pull back, punch. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to see this a lot in the set, so we might as well get a good feel for it. 1, 2, 3, pull, punch. 1, 2, 3, pull, punch. Couple more. 2, 3, pull. Feel that work. Oh, it's a lot of work to keep that shoulder up without rising your shoulders. Keep them low. Keep your mobility. 1, 2, 3, pull, punch. Let's do a couple more. 1, 2, 3, pull, punch. Last one. 1, 2, 3, pull, punch. So what we're going to see from there is this is going to be what kind of links us between our movements. So sometimes we're going to go step up, punch, and we're going to step out with the lead arm. Sometimes we're going to step up to this position and we're going to circulate down and punch out. So we've got 2 exits to that back of hand palm punch motion. 1, 2, 3, we've got the lead arm jab kind of motion. And then we have the 1, 2, 3 rear arm hook to lead arm lateral jab. So we've got a square kind of motion, we have a lateral motion, and we have that rear arm kind of hooking around. There will be times in the set, just a couple, where we're actually going to snap the hips to the square to bring that back as well. But let's try moving from the back of hand palm punch to the hook punch, lateral punch. And we'll close off from there today. So we have 1, 2, 3. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slide our left hand to the hip. We're going to sink into our horse rider stance, engage that waist to punch, drop down, punch out. So we go 1, 2, 3, step out, hook, down, punch. 1, 2, 3, hook, punch, back of hand palm punch, hook, punch, straight punch, back of hand palm punch, hook, punch, straight punch. Let's try it the other way. Back of hand palm punch, hook, punch, straight punch. And again, that tricky concept of not breaking down the legs. And these isolations are just that. They're isolating rotations that we want to strengthen and understand. Around, punch. One last time. Back of hand, palm, punch. Settle, punch, straight punch. Okay, we're going to leave it there for today. Shoulders can go back. And so what's going to happen, shoulders can go forward, you can just kind of loosen off a little here, is every time we turn around, we're either going to, not all the time, but the majority of the time in the set, we're going to start from this position, or we're going to start from this position, and that's where our movements are going to come from. Okay, thanks for training hard today. Ngoy. We will see you next week. That will be our chance to start to move in to the movements of the set. We're going to start with pass number 1, starting next week. Thanks for training today. If you have any questions and you're here live, let's take them. If you're catching it from the archive, text or email me. We can talk about it. We can bring some of those questions, the answers into our next program. I'll talk to you all soon.